All right. Welcome everyone to our very first pop-in drop-in session. I'm Jade. You can find me at our College Drive campus.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm studying at the Commerce Court campus. Today we have Chelsea here to talk about off-campus housing.
All right, first question for you, Chelsea. Where can I find off-campus housing?
A great question, Jade. You can find off-campus housing information on our Canadore website. It's under the support tab, and you would select housing. On this page, you'll find lots of helpful resources that are related to both on and off-campus housing. Canadore is also partnered with Places for Students. They're our off-campus housing site, our official off-campus housing site. Places for Students is an online platform that is not only trusted by students, but by landlords and many other educational institutions for the past 20 years. Students can search detailed listings, they can post a sublet, or they can even find a roommate through Places for Students. And all the services are free for students to use. You would just create an account with basic information, and don't worry, they won't ask for any credit card information. And then you can browse listings, you can message landlords directly through the platform. And unlike other rental websites, Places for Students is tailored specifically to students. And that means that more listings will include things like shorter or short-term leases, furnished rooms or utilities included, as well as proximity to campus locations. So we encourage you to check this site regularly as listings are being continuously added, sometimes daily. And especially as the fall semester approaches, there'll be more listings. By checking this site often, you'll be among the first to see new options, and you'll be one of the first people to be able to contact the landlord before other people do. Students often use other online resources to find and search for housing in the North Bay community. Two popular options are Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji.
Okay, so we'll move on to the second question. What is the average cost of off-campus housing in North Bay?
So the average cost of off-campus housing can vary, and it really does depend on what type of accommodation that you're looking for. It's important that you don't leave your search for accommodation until the last minute. Housing options do fill up fast, especially as the fall semester approaches, and you risk being left with expensive and very limited options the longer that you wait to secure your housing. The longer you wait, the more likely you are to pay. But you can expect to pay on average anywhere from $600 to $1,000 Canadian for shared accommodation, which would be like a room in a house with other students or a basement apartment. $1,100 to $1,800 Canadian would be typical for a bachelor or a studio apartment, which is usually a small space suitable for just one person. You're looking at around $1,800 or more for a one-bedroom apartment for solo living with a separate bedroom. Anywhere from $2,000 upwards for a two-bedroom apartment, which is good for about two roommates, and then anywhere from $2,300 going upwards for a three-bedroom apartment. So just keep in mind that the average rent is around $1,800 for living alone, but you can generally find cheaper options with shared accommodation if you're open to having roommates and to starting your search early. Try to be flexible with the location and consider the cost of an unfurnished versus a furnished unit when reviewing your options, as these things can help keep accommodation costs manageable. And shared housing not only helps cut costs for you, but it can also be a great way to make friends and build a support network during your time at Canadore.
All right, next question for you, Chelsea. What are some common housing scams that I should be aware of, and how should I go about avoiding those?
So understanding how rental scams work and knowing your rights and responsibilities in Ontario can help you protect yourself and help you secure safe and affordable housing. Whether you're searching online or hearing about a place through word of mouth, staying informed will help you spot and avoid rental scams. Here are some of the most common ones that you might see. Phantom listings are when the property looks perfect, but it doesn't actually exist, or it isn't even available for rent. So pay close attention to details in the listing photos, like the background. Look for skyscrapers or ocean views, as these things typically won't be found in North Bay. So keep a critical eye open for any inconsistencies or anything that seems out of place for the area that you're renting in. And you know what they say, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And this is no different with rental listings. If rent is advertised unusually low, keeping in mind the price ranges that we already talked about, this could be a big red flag. So again, just keep a critical eye open for any inconsistencies or anything that seems out of place for the area that you're renting in. Also be cautious of requests for upfront payments without a lease. If you're asked to send a deposit to hold the unit before signing anything or without even seeing the place in person. While providing first and last month's rent is a common practice when renting, you should not be asked to pay anything before signing an agreement. Another common scam you should watch out for is when the unit is unavailable for in-person viewing. The poster won't meet or allow anyone to see the unit, then it's likely a scam. Legitimate landlords will usually find a way to let you view the unit before asking you for money. And again, keep an eye out for high pressure tactics, which would be anything creating a sense of urgency or pushing you to act quickly without thinking things through or verifying the details. These tactics are meant to make you feel like you'll miss out unless you send money or personal information immediately. So how do you protect yourself? You should know your rights and the rules for both landlords and tenants in Ontario. Learn more about the Landlord Tenant Board and Ontario's Residential Tenancies Act to help keep you informed and aware. Avoid paying with cash or gift cards. Only send payments after you've signed a lease and verified that the unit is real. Use traceable payment methods like e-transfers or checks. And do your research and ask questions. Google the landlord's name and their information. You can use Google Street View to compare the listing photo of the property and match its surroundings. And if the photos are blurry or if they seem stolen, you can always try a reverse image search. And of course, you can always check out our website for more information and resources like our student rental guide to help you.
All right, over to you, Sam.
Okay, so next question. Who do I contact if I'm having trouble securing housing?
If you're having trouble securing housing, there are supports available to help guide you in your accommodation search. You can always contact us at Canador's Housing Support Team through email at housing.support@canadorcollege.ca. We can help show you how and where to look through our official partner sites, reliable social media groups and rental platforms, or even help you navigate short-term housing options like hotel or motels, or even an Airbnb if you're really in a bind. We can help you know what to expect as a renter by providing resources, guidelines, and information that can help you understand what your rights and responsibilities are as a tenant. And we can help you learn what to look for and what to avoid and how to spot red flags or potential scams. If something seems off, just reach out. We're here to help you figure out what steps you can take and where to go to get more help. Ultimately, each student is responsible for finding and securing their own housing. And before being able to register for classes, Canadore College requires students to sign a housing attestation to confirm that you've arranged for housing during your studies. And while we can't assign you a room or guarantee housing for you, we can empower you with the knowledge and the resources available to support you and to give you the best possible chance of finding a safe and affordable housing situation while you're a student here at Canadore.